Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Vibe Higher with Gigi podcast. This is an extension of the YouTube channel, another little column in the YouTube channel, in order to investigate a lot of different aspects and facets in relation to vibing higher, elevating your vibration. Now, it might seem like very kind of overused term, vibing higher. What does it really mean? And I don't want to belittle it or make it sound like too overused, but vibing higher in relation to this podcast would signify kind of like, how can we tap in to our most authentic selves? How could we be true to ourselves within the trials and tribulations and events that happen to us in our daily lives? Sometimes we face decisions that we have to make, problems in families, with friends and relationships, with work, and in order for us to make the best decisions for ourselves, I think it is really important to have tools within our tool belt to be able to tap within our bodies and ourselves and our gut to help to maneuver around these issues that we might have, these decisions that we have to make. I know that we are living now in a time in a pretty turbulent time, and I think life is getting harder for a lot of us, and it is hard and difficult not to get too enmeshed in the chaos that is the war and the media out there, the war and all the mess and the intense vibrations that are out there right now. And I think a lot of the bigger forces out there are trying to push our energies towards a certain direction that is outside of ourselves. Outside of ourselves, meaning that things that we cannot control. Yes, we are able to perhaps increase awareness amongst the things amongst point of views that we most resonate with. But in general, I think in life, it is important to tap into our Dharma, what we were put on this planet for, and how we could move forward in terms of our purpose, and to make this place, this world a better place. Really, I think that's the key, no matter what our path is. Now, we could be boggled down a lot with what family thinks we should do, what friends think we should do, what the world think we should do, but tapping into our own essence, our gut instincts, our bodily knowing of what is best for ourselves is key towards our true happiness and our true just feeling more comfortable in our day-to-day lives without being overwhelmed with voices and thoughts coming from other people that could clutter and put kind of a fog in front of our true purpose in life. A lot of people talk about what being more heart-centered, tapping into our heart, but I think when our minds and our heart resonate with one another, is when we could flourish the most. And if we have qualms as to what decision to make, Bashar, the alien channeler, says that if you have an option between a decision to make between two options, then to lean towards the one where you and your body is slightly more excited about. I think for me, that one of my challenges is to really do the work to tune into my body. And the body is an ancient tool that knows, like your gut. It's like clearing your mind enough to listen to your gut instincts, and your gut will tell you. Anyways, back to what Bashar was saying, like making the decision that resonates with you a tiny bit more than the other one. An option that makes you a tiny bit more excited than the previous one. And back to like elevating your vibrations. Like sometimes we could feel down in the dumps. Where I'm staying at now, there's a lot of rain, and I've just been like kind of indoors, trying to do my own thing. But I have been like a little bit down for 2-3 days. I was feeling like legitimately depressed, and I was like, okay, I gotta get out of this funk. And there was an improv class that was happening, and so I went to it. It's like getting out of your bubble and going to that improv class. Now, the improv class contained a lot of people, and for highly sensitive people such as myself, I feel a lot of like different vibrations, like high and low, that a lot of people think is like a bogus thing, but it's a reality in my world. And I was feeling like low in vibrations, but I know that stage time and improv and comedy is something that uplifts me. And it just took time. Like I was very aware of my thoughts, and I was like, okay, when is there going to be a switch into like me feeling better? And sometimes it just takes like being in the moment. And for me, like being on stage and following the rules of comedy improv and being in the moment and just following that helps me switch it up. And sometimes you're not really aware of that moment where, okay, oh, I do feel better. And sometimes it's even like ordering yourself some flowers, or walking in a field and listening to the sound of birds, and really just getting out of our heads. This is the point of this podcast, is really getting out of our heads. The tools and the resources that we have in our possessions to get out of our heads and into our hearts, but more into our bodies. And because our bodies have ancient wisdom that we carry from generations past. And I encourage you guys, with the interviews that are going to come up, to really help. I hope it helps you guys tap into that body knowledge and to trust your instincts more. And thank you for listening up to now. And I'm sending you lots of love, and I'm very excited to partake in this endeavor, in this podcast endeavor. Okay, lots of love. Thank you. Namaste.